You see those beautiful cliffs behind me? This can only mean one thing. I'm in Dover. I don't think you can see it right. Anyway, from here on we'll take a southern train on the HS1 from Dover Priory to London St Pancras. What I do in this video, like in all my videos, I show you the stage where I'm departing from. I arrived here, by the way, with a ferry from Calais. I show you the trains. These trains only have second class. Relatively simple, but high-speed trains though. And some views from the train. Will be a bit dark, and just one thing, if you're traveling from the ferry to London, if you buy an advance ticket, plan some extra time. I'll explain you why in the video. For now, I hope you like this video. If you do so, give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more trip reports, subscribe to the channel. For now, let's roll the intro. Like I mentioned, I arrived in Dover with a ferry from Calais in France. This is a good connection also for food passengers. However, it's about a 40-minute walk to the railway station, and the public transport connection is not really impressive. As a matter of fact, you better walk. Because food passengers will be one of the last passengers to disembark, this all took a little bit longer than I expected. And for Dover I don't really understand this, because there's a gate attached to the ferry, so we don't have to wait for other traffic. In Calais I understand this, because there we were brought on to the ferry by bus that went on to one of the car decks. Anyway, it's a 40-minute walk from the ferry terminal to the railway station Dover Priory. But if you are a fast walker like me, you can do this in 30 minutes. Within the UK there are several high-speed lines. A high-speed line is a railway line where trains can go at least 200 km per hour. However, this line that I'll be taking today is the true high-speed line. Trains can go up to 300 km per hour on this route. And this railway line is also called the Channel Tunnel Rail Link. Eurostar high-speed trains do also use this railway line. There are some ideas for more expansion of the high-speed railway network in the UK, but at this very moment this is the only true high-speed line. And this here is the railway station Dover Priory. I expected this to be a little bit different. For a railway station that serves high-speed trains, and it's has some kind of international allure to it, because the ferries to France arrive not far from here either, I actually expected a little bit more. There are access gates, however, if there's no staff to assist you, they will be open. There are some tracks over here, but in terms of facilities, it's not that big. There's a buffet, a waiting room, and that's basically it. Of course, you also find toilets, and there are ticket counters and some vending machines for tickets here as well, but it's not that impressive, to be honest. I expected a bit more. Between Dover Priory and London St Pancras International there's one direct train per hour, and every other 30 minutes you have to change trains in Esford. I had a non-high-speed train to Esford, and from Esford I took this high-speed train. These trains are also known as British Rail Class 395. The top speed is 225 km per hour, what is not super fast, but because these are relatively short distances, going a lot faster doesn't make a whole lot of sense anyway. These trains do have a capacity of 340 seats and do come in one class only. They are built by Hitachi in Japan. Right above all the entrance doors there are line maps of the Southeastern railway network, and litter bins are located right next to the entrance doors. Like I mentioned, these trains come in one class only, and this is standard class. In other European countries this is often being referred to as second class. You can take bikes in these trains as well, as you just saw, and I think this is really close to the area for disabled people. For the rest you find a mix of both airline style seats and seats facing each other, At the moment the seats do face each other, there's a bigger table between the seats, what's quite comfortable. Basic route information will be given on LED screens at the ceiling, and all carriages do have letters instead of numbers. Even though these are actually commuter trains, there are some extra luggage racks and the space for luggage is actually quite okay. It seemed like you can also reserve seats within these trains because there were small screens right above the windows, but I don't think this is happening a lot, or you can even make a reservation on this. Maybe they planned this when they built these trains, or well, whatever, because after all, these are still high-speed trains and are semi-long distance trains. As you can see over here you will find the screens, and right next to that you can also see what seat number is where. Apart from the extra luggage racks throughout the train, above all seats you will find overhead luggage racks. The seats that do come in an airline style composition do have a small but sturdy tray table, a coat hanger in the seat in front, and that's basically it. Between the seats you find of course armrests you can adjust. Well, these are really cool functions, I guess. And there's a power plug between the seats. Some seats do face each other, and in that case there's not a table in between. Personally, I like the seats with the table in between much more. And of course, no train tour is complete without doing a toilet review. So here it is. As you can see, these toilets can also be turned into a nursery space for babies. And for the rest, they are quite okay. I don't know what to say about these toilets. I did not review the bigger accessible toilets though. Free Wi-Fi is available. I did not test this all the way, but the network seemed to be quite okay. And the speed, well, it's not super fast, but it's really nice that it's there. And it's unlimited. Oh, because it's not super fast, you can't go that wild, but you know what I mean. This is the network map of Southeastern Railway. I started my journey in Dover Priory. From there on, the high-speed trains do depart as well, but they will only run on the real high-speed line from Esford. Between Dover Priory and Esford I took a conventional train, and from Esford I took a high-speed train that came from another direction. Some occasional Eurostar trains do serve the railway stations of Esford and Ebbsfleet as well, and Stratford might have the name International attached to it. It's not being served by Eurostar trains, but this might happen in the future. Anyway, in Esford and Ebbsfleet, Eurostar trains can also serve these railway stations, and custom formalities can take place over there as well. Although most Eurostar trains will just use London St Pancras International. By the way, now we're talking about maps anyway, if you are interested in other trip reports, in the description of this video on YouTube there's a link to a map, and on this map you can find all trip reports I did. The train and ferry icons do indicate the railway station and ferry terminal reviews, and the lines do indicate the routes. Of course I'm making more videos, so there will be more lines added to this. And if you want to see about the railway station London St Pancras, I do have a video where I'm featuring that railway station as well on the Eurostar. For the next tiny bit of this video I'll show you some views from the train between Dover Priory and Esford. This is not on the high-speed section, because when I traveled on the high-speed section it was dark. So that's it for this video. It turned out a little bit different than I thought, but here we are, London St Pancras. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, or this has been a helpful video to you. If so, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more train related videos, subscribe to my channel, wherever it might be. See you on my next video.